Oh, the cops! The cops are team horns. So everybody who has team horns, let's go get his fast.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this.
1, 2, 3, go, go.
I have already started.
Maybe. Good evening, soccer fans. Good evening, soccer fans. Today, as we prepare for an exciting game, we also take a moment to recognize and celebrate the incredible achievements of our graduating athletes. These athletes have represented Loyalist College with dedication, heart, and excellence both on and off the field, and today we honor their commitment. While some of these athletes have only been with us for a short period of time, they have quickly become key pieces of this team. Every one of our graduates has shown unwavering determination through practices, games, and the challenges that come with being a varsity athlete. Whether it's been their clutch performances in crucial moments, sportsmanship, or their contributions behind the scenes, these grads have left an indelible mark on Windsor athletics. As they prepare for next steps in their jerseys, we thank them for their hard work, leadership, and for proudly wearing the Windsor jersey. You've made us all so proud, and we wish you nothing but success in your future endeavors. As we call your name, we ask that you please join your coaches at center field to receive a memento for your time at Loyalist.
Did you start recording?
Attention line Nicole.
Is the quality good?
I don't think
Mackenzie
so.
Reese.
What can I do to make it better?
Alyssa Bullis.
Huh?
Did you change the settings?
It's okay. It's okay. Shoot.
Yeah, I just asked you, did you change the settings?
I have no idea
Kale
about it.
Hartwell.
Did you get your hot chocolate?
Taylor
Contact
Winger.
him as well.
How did you use the worker?
I just told George to help me out with it.
Thank
Jen
God.
Keller.
This is so nice.
on the lands governed by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. We affirm and thank the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Huron-Wendat nations for their continued caretaking of the land. Competition and sport are critical tools to improve health and well-being in individuals and communities, and we are thankful for the opportunity to play on these lands. As we gather here on these traditional lands, competing with and against people from Turtle Island and beyond, we give thanks to the stewards of the lands who came before us. We recognize the importance of honoring the past, acknowledging the present, and working towards a future that embraces reconciliation and respect for Indigenous peoples. Now, if you are able, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
I look forward to this.
The commentator are coming now. Are we good to go?
Yeah.
Yup, I guess so. Did you check how many people are watching? I'm just curious. Huh?
Do you eat the chocolate?
Of course.
You like it?
I mean, it's a mediocre chocolate. Yeah, I like it.
It's a mediocre chocolate. Got it.
Hello and welcome into this OCAA women's soccer finale for the Loyalist Lancers here against the Durham Lords, as we have Weingarten passing it back to Balson on their own side. Going into this game, the Lancers are 1-7-1 with Durham ahead of them in the standings at 3-5. Lancers, again, massively improved throughout this entire season. Very awesome to see. And also something new that we're seeing here is this Lancer jersey, which it seemed like this was the one from last year, where he came in, and I wasn't involved with the team that much last year outside of basketball and volleyball, so it is really cool to see. I guess we call it updated, or
yeah, well,
old-fashioned jersey.
It's so chilly out here that the long sleeve is just exactly what the girls need today.
And also just to point out as well, like in terms of the weather, holy smokes, it's been lightning, it's been thundering, it's been insane torrential downpour at points. So curious to see how the pitch holds up. And as well, it is mightily bright with the sun, again, shining off of everything that's completely soaking wet here as well. So if you're enjoying from the comfort of your own home, happy to have you along with us. As Durham here in possession just outside of the Lancer goalkeeper. But Lance is picking it up here, trying to go on a little bit of a run is Weingarten. Pausing for a moment. Looking for a pass for Smith for a moment. Picked off there from Durham, but the referee saying there was a little bit too heavy of a touch. I didn't think there was anything too malicious on that one, but the foul being committed by Maria I can't say that last name. Holy smokes. Stasinaskis. As now Lancers in possession. Reese ahead. Picked off by the Lords. Reese putting it back. Dennis Bertrand here. With a left-footed shot out to the outside. Looks like we have some groundskeepers down on the side able to help get the ball for the players here, so not going to have too much time to wait before we're back in action. But again, the Lancers this entire season have been really fun to watch. Again, we had a coaching change after the first couple of matches. I think it was a bit more than 50% of the season coached by Tom Moran here now in charge of the Lancers. Again, just a change here in the OCAA, but we'll see if Tom's back next year. And again, the team has mightily improved under him compared to the start of the season. Is Durham.
So I believe we have a throw-in for Durham here.
It's going to be by Ashley Dickinson. Trying to wipe off the ball for a second. As again, before this game, we did have some torrential downpour in the corner as the Lancers and McNutt. Going to put that one out. Durham with the throw-in. Looks like Dickinson's going to take that. Emily Mealing also starting in net for the Lancers. Her and Jen Keller switching back and forth between the two games, or each game, I should say. Ball's in. Smith with the touch out. Lancers now trying to get it out of their own zone. Taking a moment. Weingarten's going to come up with it here. Some fancy footwork. And gives it over after the initial good play. A bit of extra physicality afterwards between both players. Trying to come up with that one. As we see Dickinson again with a large throw-in. Solid throw-in. But Lancer's going to be able to pick that off. One thing to watch for this game as well is the leading scorer for the Durham Lords is wearing the number 3 jersey, Sage Thomas Roberts. Insane season statistically. Putting up 9 goals with 2 assists for 20 points on the season.
Wow, what a season for her there.
Lynch with the deep kick up the field. Going to be picked up by Makalaka. German to the far side. Going to miss the Lancer defender. Reese tried to get a foot on that, but not able to come up with it. And we're going to see Lila Harnett on the far corner. Looks like it's going to be a corner kick now for the Lancers. We're seeing number 15, Alexis Bailey, run into that corner. Going to be taking that kick for the Lords.
Yeah, I'd love to see the Lancers start off with a little more intent on what we're doing, making sure we're covering all the players, knowing that they have a massive amount of players on their team who could go out there and score for the Durham Lords. So taking care of what we can would be phenomenal from the start of this game, and then to continue that throughout.
So the kick is in. It went right in the middle of so many different players in there. I think it went off a couple, but Lancers end up kicking it out. Now trying to get the forward motion, setting it up ahead. Just trying to get on it before it goes out of bounds here. Is Keller, again, the other backup goalkeeper. Sorry, I shouldn't even say backup, just rotational goalkeeper. As Weingarten goes for a shot on the far outside of the top left corner. It doesn't end up getting that one in, but what a mighty fine look there from Weingarten.
Yeah, Weingarten has slightly gotten more and more comfortable throughout the season. At the first game, feeling really timid, not knowing what her role was going to be on this team, and then really just stepping into her own. She's had a couple phenomenal goals, especially in that last game, hitting that awesome top corner shot from almost half court. So loving to see her confidence build throughout this game and this season.
Now, one thing to mention as well is on the Lancers, there are two different Weingardens. Taylor Weingarten wearing the number 21 jersey, listed as a midfield and striker from Carrying Place. This is in her second year, and Kaylee Weingarten from Carrying Place as well, but it is in fact her first year, and she's wearing the number 5 jersey as we see the Lords here with it. It's Ashley Dickinson up ahead. Lancers able to take that off. Weingarten giving up possession, but then Smith trying to get it back. And now Durham with it. Back and forth here on the closest side to us here in the booth. A little bit of a run from Letang. Now Lancers, as we see right outside of the box. That was Sage Thomas Roberts going to the ground. And if we had a penalty kick or a free kick from that angle, that would have been some good looks. But Durham still in possession. It's going to be Bailey on the corner. Picked off by Balson. Balson speeding onto that one. Still not really in anybody's control, as both players kind of trip over each other there. As we see the Lords player staying on the ground is Rylan Dowes. Slow to get up here. No whistle from the referee. Ball's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, a little 50-50 contact there. Both girls hustling to that ball and just getting caught up in each other.
Well, I'm glad the referee didn't really call it either way, because, again, it just looked like both players were trying to play the ball and not really with any ill intent, as we see Smith. Back to McNutt. Durham. Dickinson. Letang. Nifty little deke move there by Estelle Calmer. Now trying to move up, but going to get stopped before it gets too far up. And just as I say that, Durham takes it back and pushes up down the middle. Thomas Roberts not able to get a good first touch on that, so Lancers going to take it over. 7:20 here played in the first half. Again, final season game for the Lancers of the regular season. As we see Weingarten now with a huge run up the pitch. Dickinson wasn't able to get on that, and right in front of the net, Durham's able to get a header on it. Just trying to see the jersey number. It looks like number 14, but I think that's Chloe Hersha with the stop. But again, apologies, I wear glasses. Sometimes it's not the easiest
He
from
wears
this
glasses,
angle.
not binoculars, so our sight of vision is only as good as our sight of vision may be.
Jen Keller here inside of the box. Now it's Weingarten. The nice behind the heel pass kind of to herself to try to set that up going on the far side. Referee's going to call an offside on that as well, so going to be just a free kick here. Looks like Durham's goalkeeper is going to take that one. Is Lindell. Weingarten making sure to get back on that one, knowing the threat that is Thomas Roberts. It's a great effort. And again, watching Weingarten here in the back wearing the number 5 jersey. Something to see throughout this game as we see Smith. Now to Weingarten that we were just talking about. Trying to find an opening. Referee almost running into her on that. The other Weingarten with a kick in. Just outside of the box. Durham's getting it out of their own zone. McNutt not able to get a first touch on it. Ends up being Thomas Roberts of the Lords. Thomas Roberts now here with it. Balson with a quick touch now to McNutt. Weingarten to Weingarten. Oikel with some room to run. There's a little bit of a pass ahead. Now the ball's going to come back through to the center of the pitch, but Durham's going to kick it away, and now with an opportunity going the other way. Lynch still have numbers defensively to be able to defend this. McNutt with that first touch, cutting it off. Smith. Weingarten to Smith. Lancers doing a phenomenal job in terms of controlling this game. It felt like, it was going to be a lot more kind of back and forth, but the Lancers feeling like they've got a lot of possession here early. And just as I say that, the Durham Lords now with an opportunity of their own under heavy defensive pressure. Lancers trying to keep Durham from being able to move up the pitch. They go for a kick on the inside, trying to find Thomas Roberts. Not going to do so. Emily Melian able to pick that one up. And again, Melian having to deal with a heck of a lot of sun right now shining into her eyes.
Yeah, she just shot. She's honestly just trying to block the sun to get a free kick out of here.
I'm going to assume Durham won the coin toss or on one side of the bench, if you know what I mean. This is Dennis Bertrand to Weingarten. Smith calling for it, but going over to Weingarten on the far side here. No Lancers really making a run for that, so Weingarten taking her time with it. Trying to find an opening. Oikel on the inside. Passes ahead. I think she thought Oikel was a little bit further out than she was. Durham going to kick that off of Oikel for a throw-in of their own.
We got a Durham substitute coming in here.
Looks like it's going to be Alexis Bailey, who's listed as a striker in her first year. Maybe the Lord's wanting to put in a rookie. Give the opportunity. Going to be brought in number 26, Serena Rodriguez. Zoikel to Reese. Weingarten with some room. Durham. Ball to the far side. A little bit of room to run, but quickly opting for a pass to Thomas Roberts. Thomas Roberts now with an opportunity to try to break away. But Weingarten, again, coming back defensively in a huge kick that's blocked by Balson there. You can tell right away, again, from earlier in this game, Weingarten is watching Thomas Roberts like a hawk throughout this one, knowing the threat that she is.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's a Thomas Roberts where every time she touches a ball, just people are going to swarm her at this point, which is a great tactic for someone who has 9 goals and 20 points on this season, which is phenomenal.
Melian is waiting for the ball to get us started again. Just over 10 minutes played in this first half. Wrapping out the regular season. Melian with a kick. Head is going to go to Smith. Smith tries to head that backwards, trying to find Weingarten. But Durham here, Dickinson, with a deep throw in. Weingarten jumping to try to get that. Not able to do so. Dennis Bertrand and Dickinson collide here. Bertrand tries to push her off a little bit there. But good cut off by Smith. But Durham still in possession. Weingarten speeding up, trying to play that defensive game. Balson coming ahead. Able to steal that away. He gets tripped up there by Sage Thomas Roberts. No card on the play, but a free kick nonetheless.
Yeah, this ref has been very lenient in this first, say, 13 minutes of the game here. Hopefully he allows it to continue that way as long as the girls stay clean throughout all their 50-50 battles on the ball today.
McNutt with the left-footed chip up ahead, intended for Weingarten or Dennis Bertrand, ends up hitting neither target, but doesn't matter as Weingarten here in the defensive end, making sure the Lancers get it right back. Now to Weingarten, trying to do a nifty pass back to Smith, and Smith tries to put her through. And I mean, I like the confidence on that, looking like both players are trying to make a kind of, a smooth run play. But now Durham with it. It's going to be Bailey trying to find on the inside. A little bit of a kind of a shoulder ball, and that referee's not going to call anything, but the kick comes through from Sage Thomas Roberts, but it's not going to be on target.
Yeah, that was way too open of a look for Sage Thomas there. We got to make sure we are covering her at all costs, especially because she plays this super striker position where she doesn't ever really pass half to play defense. She is very much there for the outlet runs and the balls through towards her.
Well, looks like it's going to go off one of the Durham players here as Melian was trying to find Oikel. So now Reese throwing it ahead. First touch by Herschel. Referee's going to give a free kick to the Lords. Just as a reminder, if you are enjoying this game, we have a ton of OCAA action throughout the season, so be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel to stay up to date with all the games. And if you want, you can also set on that notification bell, and then you'll really not miss a single match. Basketball and volleyball coming up, I think, in just about a week's time, or actually even starting this week as well.
Next week, Friday is the first home game of the season. I think it's basketball, if I'm not mistaken. next week Friday.
Very, very exciting.
Yeah, against the Durham Lords, actually, which is coincidental.
Very coincidental. Apropos, what's the different thesaurus words we could say? Durham.
A little foreshadowing, I guess.
Impounds here. Trying to set a rotation to the backside. It's going to be Dickinson. And giving it back to her center back. Kicks it ahead, trying to find Sage Thomas Roberts. Not able to do so. But some nifty footwork there from the newly checked in Serena Rodriguez. Going to be picked up by Mealing, so not too much of a threat. Deep far kick ahead here to Weingarten. Weingarten looking at it from behind. Mealing really booted that one. I don't think that was ever going to be brought down there by Weingarten. So Dickinson and the Lords.
Yeah, we'll just say it got lost in the sun for her.
Make a look at Dickinson. Nice quick passes here. Stanakis up to Sage Robert Thomas, and on the outside here, Lance is having to be very, very careful and getting a touch on that one. But Mealing's going to be able to pick that one up. It's not a direct pass. Again, the last kick from Mealing was a little bit too heavy, so we'll see if she tones it down a little bit or tries to put it more in the midfield. Does so, almost looked perfectly placed. But Lancers weren't able to bring it down, but doesn't matter, as we see Smith making that effort to hold control. Weingarten looking for an opening. Baltzen. Smith. With Jenna Mayoikel on the far side, able to go to the inside in Jen Keller. Going to be Dennis Bertrand. Now Weingarten. Weingarten with Weingarten right next to her, able to pass ahead. Durham Lords coming back on the defensive side, and a shot comes through from Weingarten, but it's not going to be on target again. That Weingarten being Taylor. But some room to run. Not able to get that one on target the way that she wanted. But again, Lancers having some phenomenal opportunities throughout this entire game. Having some good possession. Durham again picking it back up. Again, the last few minutes, but Lancers started out very, very strong. Lindell with the short kick. Or excuse me, sorry, letting her player take that one. I thought that was Lindell, the goalkeeper, for a momentaro. Not going to be the case. Rodriguez now in the midfield. Sending it ahead. Hersha. Hersha against McNutt. With an opening, deciding to go for that kick, trying to find the inside. That was intended as a pass. I believe it on the far side. Oh my goodness. Almost put away there from Lila Harnett. Lancers weren't watching the far side winger and almost finding the perfect position to slot that one through, but not going to be the case, so Lancers get bailed out for a moment. Filico's going crazy because it's like, where in the world is the ball? But now, now it's back on the pitch.
I think the ball girls got it and just gave it to a coach at this point.
Right, Bailey with a quick pass ahead to Balson. Taps it ahead to Smith. Smith under heavy pressure gets taken away by Bailey. On that far side. Blanche is going to get another goal kick. Getting pretty solid crowd for the final game here for the Lancers at home.
Yeah,
nice
we have free hot chocolate for everyone who attends the game live in person. And a little virtual hot chocolate for everyone on the live stream here.
Holy. Whoa, and then a shot coming through by Thomas Roberts. Again, the 9-goal scorer of the season. Mealing jumping down, getting on that one. But again, the shot was fairly strong from that distance, so we'll see. Mealing puts up a floater. It's going to find Jen Keller, but quickly picked off by the Lords. Trying to find a run on the far side. Reese trying to get on it and just putting that one out of bounds.
Yeah, Lancers have done a phenomenal job so far in this game. We had a lot of pressure that we put on the Lords early on in this first half, and now we're doing a great job of just picking up the players on defense and making sure we're communicating at a high level and keeping the ball away from the Durham Lords' strong attacking front.
Calmer with a, whoa, holy smokes, a little bit of a collision there. So a moment ago, Calmer with a nice cross into finding Robert Thomas, but easily swayed away by the Lancers, and a little bit of a collision kind of close to us here. Referee's going to give the ball to the Lancers. No call on the play. Ball ran out.
Yeah, I think it was a penalty.
Okay,
call.
so it was a penalty. Yeah, I was curious what was going on there for a momentaro. As Balson into Weingarten. Weingarten with a little bit of an awkward touch here. Durham Lords with an opportunity to try to set something up. It's going to be Thomas Roberts now looking and doing I mean, she wasn't even thinking about passing there.
No.
She was, I'm going to take this shot.
She's got a bunch of tools in her bag, and all of them are shoot at net.
No, I love it. And again, that one, there's been a couple chances here where Robert Thomas, again, just needs to bring that down a little bit. We've had a couple shots over the net. She's able to bring that down and make Mealing really work for that. I think the Durham striker is in good position. As the Lancers holding their defensive line as of right now. Going to be given away. Some Durham with a throw-in. Lancers only keeping about 2 players up the pitch here for a counter-offensive if they get the opportunity. Dickinson throwing to Rodriguez. Thomas Roberts with a kick on the inside, headed away from Reese.
Yeah, great clear out by Reese.
Going to be Stasinakis to Dickinson. Pass back in the corner, trying to go for a back-footed pass, but Weingarten able to take that one. A little bit of a heavy touch from behind is Maria Stasinakis. The referee's going to say, okay, give you a free ball. So again, we're seeing a little bit earlier where the referee was kind of letting things go, seeming the game's getting a little bit more chippy, so having to call more fouls as of the last 10 minutes or so. Ball ends up skipping over Weingarten's foot there. So Dickinson with another throw-in, who I think if I was going to do a tally, just like our number 20, I think she's had about 20 throw-ins in this first 20 minutes on this close side. I was going to come through. McNutt with the pass ahead, intended for Weingarten, picked off. Bailey with that first touch to Rodriguez, but now ahead to Robert Thomas. And Bailey going for that kick on the far outside. And again, we've noticed, again, in the last few minutes that Durham seems to be trying to take those shots that are a little bit farther away. Obviously, they're looking for those opportunities on through balls or cross-ins, but it does seem that they are frequently shooting from outside of the box. Not sure if that's kind of any strategy or they're just thinking on a whim. But Durham trying to get off as many shots as they can outside of the net as we see a corner.
Yeah, hoping to get maybe like a ricochet or a bounce or a rebound, and they're in better position to score on those ones for sure. Ball's going to just get kicked out, trying to get put back to midfield. So defensive line for Lancers move up. Dickinson with the 21st throw-in. Robert Thomas able to get around Balson there, trying to push to the outside, and Mealing with a diving effort that if that went through, holy smokes, that would have been up to Reese to make sure that one didn't go in, as there was another Durham player there ready to put that in. Yeah, exactly.
Mealing with a quick kick away. Thought there was almost going to be a collision there between a foot and a chest, but doesn't end up being so. I actually really like the jerseys, to be honest. And we brought that up earlier, but it is cool to see kind of a different design, as the Lancers have gone through some different logos, designs. Used to have kind of the Lancer with like the full pole. Now it's more of like a new age, grungier look.
Yeah, we had to get rid of the full pole for sure. But yes, for the most part, we have seen a lot of designs coming from the Loyalist Lancers marketing department for sure.
Stasinakis and Smith coming together again.
A hand check there.
A little bit, again, we're seeing a little bit more physicality from both teams, wanting to try to end this stalemate. Let's see the ball potentially rolling out of bounds. Robert Thomas trying to kick that off the Lancer defender. Successfully able to do so. So it's going to be another corner kick here, as Durham sending multiple players up. So Lancer's only going to leave one back for a counter-offensive. Durham bringing up everybody but 2. And the goalkeeper. Never forget the goalkeeper.
Well, goalkeeper is very far out of the box at this point. I didn't.
Robert Thomas and Weingarten here. Oh, sorry, excuse me, that's Bailey. Bailey with a shot, and oh my goodness, off the corner kick. Wasn't able to place that in. Was her teammates able to get that back? And finding the top left shelf is Alexis Bailey in her first year, adding the first goal of the game for the Durham Lords. Mealing trying to jump and get a hand on that one, but great effort from the Lords.
Yeah,
and
Max
Bailey.
Vert for Mealing, but just crept in that upper corner, hitting that crossbar and kind of bouncing in there.
So Lancers now wanting to play as offensively as possible. Only about 50% of the way here through the first half. So 75% of the game left. Phenomenal math, live. But Lancers, fortunately, turning that one over quick. Again, Lancers, you know, the first few minutes after a goal, you really got to kind of refine your confidence. Be strong with your tackles. Try to prevent any momentum really getting gained. There's one shot, that's it. Back to work as we see Bailey with it. Trying to find on the inside to Rodriguez. Goes past her. Going to be kicked at net from Calmer, Estelle. But that one's going to go out. So, and the referee's going to say that it's a corner ball here.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I saw that one.
Yeah, Durham with another opportunity here. Expect Melian to talk with her defensive crew. Trying to be a little bit more on point and reactive on this one to anything that bounces on the outside. Bailey. Kick is in. Robert Thomas, oh my goodness, gets a head on that one, but going to go too far to the right. And so Emily Millian and the Lancers now back with possession.
Yeah, how many players could you have in the net at the same time is the question I asked on that kick in there. Because it looked like all of the forwards or the strikers from the Durham Lords were in that net.
Looks like Jenna May Oikel is going to be taken out of this game for the time being. Lynch is making a substitution. Mealing to Weingarten. Tempting to try to find Weingarten. Skips a little bit too far to Weingarten's right. Mealing's left. So Dickinson, probably the 25th throw-in.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's
getting a lot of work in.
The ball is just on this side.
it's just great.
I don't think it's ever been on the other side of the pitch yet.
I think we positively jinxed it when I said that I had bad vision, so that's phenomenal. As we see Rodriguez here colliding with Weingarten, but Rodriguez still holding it for a second, but the other Weingarten now with it, able to bail that one out. Taking a moment here, trying to find an opening. Going to be to Reese. Reese with a quick touch to Smith. Smith recycling it. Going to be Reese. Now under heavy pressure. Harnett not wanting to allow Reese with a much freedom in terms of getting that up the pitch. So a little bit ahead, but still going to be out of play. And the referee's saying, okay, hold on. You got to move back just a little bit for this throw-in. Reese to Keller. Durham now with it. Makalika. Then we have Dickinson. To Bailey. Weingarten, great defensive effort. Trying to turn this into an offensive play, but gets taken away from Bailey after that first steal. And now Smith on the infield. Bailey breaking through both defenders, trying to give a ball to the inside. As Robert Thomas was trying to get on that one. Balson trying to keep Robert Thomas out from it. Melian able to get out of her crease. Get a hand on that, throwing it ahead to Weingarten. Weingarten ahead to Weingarten. It's a sprinting race now. And the Durham defender just decides to tap that one out, is Aaron Mikalika.
We have the Weingarten throwing the ball in here.
Smith with the first touch to Jen Keller, but not able to get on that. Durham kicks it out. McNutt. Weingarten quickly passes on the inside on a deflective pass, trying to find Keller. Doesn't do so now. Bailey with it. Bailey, calm, cool, and collected whenever in possession. Gives that one up for the Lancers. Now make a run. And it's Bertrand. Now to Keller. Keller with a little chip ahead to Kaylee Smith. And Durham is just going to kick that one out. Again, Lancers having a good, we'll call it 60 seconds in this offensive corner. Very close to us here. They're finding passes, being confident with it. Throw-in's a little bit too heavy. Lancers try to boot that one out. Thomas Robert. I think took a little bit of an elbow there from Weingarten, but referee's not going to call anything. Now just on the outside of the pitch, well, inside of the outside, picked up there from the Durham Lords goalkeeper, Kiara Lindell. Lindell in her rookie year. Now we see McNutt Weingarten of the Lancers under heavy pressure and stripped away is Maria Stasinakis.
Oh,
Ball goes through Balson with the header. Both teams trying to find some stability for a moment. Ball's going to just go out of bounds. So Durham with the throw-in.
we have another thrower other than Dickinson, which is great to see.
Believe this is Rodriguez Weingarten. Tangled up. Lancers get the best of it as that one goes out of bounds. So Reese with a quick throw-in. Intended for Dennis Bertrand. Believe that's Jen Keller of the Lancers tied up with the Lords player. Nobody really trying to vie for that ball.
It was funny. It felt like everyone dodged that one.
Yeah, that was. I don't think anybody said mine on that, but is now Durham pressing up the pitch. Lancers trying to kick that ahead, but Sage coming up with it, trying to do as much as she can, but can't get past the third Lancer.
Going to be a penalty call on Durham.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there was just like an extra touch afterwards from Sage Thomas Roberts or what exactly that's from, but either way, Lancers now just on the goal line with a free kick. Looks like Melian's going to take it. With a heavy boot to the left side. Nudged by Bailey. Now Bailey with it. Going for a deep shot with some curl. As we saw Thomas Roberts trying to call that in front of her. A little bit of a through ball, but again, it's what we talked about a little bit earlier. Every time just outside of the box, it seems that Durham, especially Bailey, is looking for those shots from afar, which again, she does have the only goal of the night, so not to discredit that by any means. But I think there might have been an opportunity there to slip that ahead to Thomas Roberts. Do we see Balson? Weingarten. The first touch is not super strong, so Durham now with it. Rodriguez with not a great first touch either. And Reese is trying to put that out, but now it's going to be a foot race between Reese and Harnett. Harnett comes up with it. Reese falls. No foul called at all, but Durham's going to put that one out, I believe, and referee is going to say that was a corner kick. Couldn't really see from my vantage point, but it's going to be Bailey for the inbound here. Durham again choosing to send everybody forward but two. Lancers leaving Jen Keller up as we see Dennis Bertrand being the last Lancer entering the box. And Bailey going for a shot from afar. Holy smokes, Bailey's really wanting to try to put this one through.
It's crazy how much curl she has on the ball there. As she curled it so hard, it just hit the side of the net there.
So we're going to have a free kick from that corner. I don't know. Oh, never mind. I guess nobody just went and got the ball. I was like, I don't think there was a foul on that, but. Melian with a short pass. Now it's going to be Weingarten trying to find an opening. We have the other Weingarten on this far side, not too heavily contested, but Lancers just decide to boot it out and let the Lords try to reset, see what they can do again. Lancers giving up that first effort, but now cutting off the second one. Now Lancers with some time to try to make something happen. It's going to be McNutt to Weingarten, and that one's going to go over Weingarten. Again, a couple passes trying to go from Weingarten, whether it be from free kicks, from just passes, seeming to always just skip over her or a little bit off-centered, where she's not able to make a good, true, hard run at it. Bailey. Dickinson. Mikulicka. Picked off there from Weingarten.
Oh,
Bailey heavily defending. Some nice footwork, but a sprinting match here. Lords now. Sudden opt to pass back. to Lindell. Going to the left back now. Lancers keeping a very strong front line. Trying to keep the pressure throughout, but Lords having some momentum here. Weingarten able to stop that. Trying to create an offensive chance of her own. A little bit too much physicality on that. This referee gives a free kick.
And they'll go back with the kick there.
Be Rodriguez. Right on the center line. Lancers recover. Trying to find an opening. Gets tipped just for a second. Now Bailey trying to find an opening with Smith. Bailey taking her time. Sending it backward. Hersha sending it ahead. The nice little pass and run through. Holy smokes. But the shot on net's going to be no good. I believe that is number 9, Lila Harnett, on the far side. Bringing through a couple tackles and some nifty moves. Not too much action on that far side of the pitch. But when it's been there, it's looked solid for the Lords. Heavy pressure from behind. Lance is taking a little bit too long to get that pass out. Thomas Robertson Smith now at center field. Weingarten joining that party, making it a 2-on-1, but now Lords with it.
Yeah, Lords do a great job of slowing down and keeping their momentum. They never feel like they're ever in a rush. If the Lancers are playing really high intensity and the Lords get the ball, they very much try to slow it down and keep their own pace.
Now another far kick. Looks like it's wanting to be taken. She just keeps going next to try to find that angle. Not going to end up happening, but Rodriguez here still outside of the box, getting a shot off, but Thomas Roberts going down in the box.
Yeah, I think she was begging for a call there, but I didn't see much contact other than her trying to keep herself up by using the Lancer player there.
Millen with a heavy kick ahead. The referee is going to give the ball to the Lancers. Definitely getting a bit chilly here. See if either team makes any substitutions to close out this first half. 38 minutes in. Durham Lords up 1-0. The goal of the game coming from Alexis Bailey. One of the rookies. And local to Durham as well from Whitby, his Lancers. Now to Weingarten. Weingarten had a little bit of an awkward first touch. I think she wanted to bring that down and try to get a shot off, but isn't able to do so. But McNutt trying to bail her out. Now it's Balson. And as we see McNutt take a tumble. Very surprised at that call from the referee on that one. I think a lot of players were kind of, off-kiltered a little bit there, where I think you kind of just let it play. You know what I mean?
I just don't think she had her feet set at all.
I don't think there was necessarily anything malicious on that one, but Lancers and her free kick. Balson trying to find an opening. Again, if Lancers get another one on that board, going to do wonders for the confidence going into the second half. And again, start off this game and even throughout the game, Lancers have played very, very well. Felt some of the offensive touches come off just a little bit. You don't want the Lancers playing on their heels by any means, but it's felt like that for the past few minutes, and hopefully there's an opportunity. Just 6 minutes left in this first half. Try to take some time, slow it down. And I think you're right in terms of the Durham Lords and their ability to kind of pass it back, calm down for a second. But also, I think one of the things is that the Lords have been very on top of the Lancers anytime there is possession. We've seen several turnovers where the Lancers players, some of them just haven't necessarily gotten that ball out quick enough. And I'm curious, I mean, obviously we've seen from Weingarten the fantastic defensive plays and strips, especially in the early minutes of this game. But curious to see how the Lancers and coach Tom Moran change up the gameplay going into the second half. Is it throw-in? Still in possession here. Not really a great shot. Gets off, but Durham having to scramble and putting that one out. So Lancers with another opportunity here. And I really just want to see the Lancers hold this in the offensive zone, try to give your defenders a break here, see what opportunities come out. Don't try to rush into anything if you don't have to. Going to see Smith here, trying to find Weingarten. Weingarten this time having an opportunity to work with it under heavy pressure. Weingarten taps it to the left, trying to find an opening behind the back. Does it cross into the inside? Dennis Bertrand trying to find it outside of the net, and it goes down. Does the referee make a call in front of the net? No, he doesn't. Right in front of the net. Holy smokes. That one looked so close.
Yeah, those are the ones that, that you don't get often, but when you do, you try to make the best of that situation for sure.
And I believe that was number 25, Madison Burns, just outside of Lindell's net. Going down, but again, great offensive opportunity from the Lancers. Hopefully able to get this one back and make some noise. It's Rodriguez with a tip, and oh boy. You have Thomas Roberts now with a breakaway, excuse me.
Oh.
Gets away the one defender, and again, goes for that left-footed shot, but just a little high.
Yeah, if we're counting extra kick points, she's got at least 6. But no goals for her tonight. But she has had some valiant efforts so far in this game. She's been the aggressor when it comes to the ball being in the red zone for us and the green zone for them. Roberts has done a fantastic job of taking care of what she can, and she keeps taking those shots. Eventually she's going to find that net, and Emily's got to be ready for it.
Taylor Weingarten getting pulled out for the last 3 minutes of this. This is the newly checked in Callista Bullis takes over. On the side closest to us is Bailey with it to Rodriguez. Gets stripped away. Smith now with an opportunity to Burns. Smith ahead to Burns, but going to get picked off along the way. Weingarten able to get it back. Smith, again, just 3 minutes to play. McNutt, heavy kick going there off of Stasinakis, where the crowd gave a little bit of a chuckle. Not too funny being in pain. Just want to throw that one out there. But now, Stasinakis putting that ahead to Thomas Roberts. Back to Bailey, and again, Bailey typically looking for these far shots, and we might see another one right here as Bailey goes for a little pass last second, but not able to get through. 3 different Lancer defenders lined up kind of right next to her, running diagonally with her. As no shots able to get off from the Lords. Guess an offside call is made by the referee, so Lancers here with it. Going to have very little time, but still time. Try to put a number up on the board. Smith. Balson with some great defensive effort, but getting ticked on her heel is Thomas Roberts, so another free kick from the Lancers. So trying to get it out of their own zone from the previous try. Smith. Breaks through the defenders, but a little bit too heavy of a touch, so now the Lords with it. Mealing coming out of her own net. Going to scoop that one up. 60 seconds left.
Great hop here.
Going to be the Hack who kind of heads it at his feet, but doesn't really follow up with it, so Lords take over.
Lancers have control of the ball here. See if they make a nice little last run for the end of this first half.
From a kick really far out. Oh my goodness. From I don't think anything is going to happen to an unbelievable goal of unpreparedness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it must have hit a wet patch on the grass there and just took a different bounce in another direction there. But that will be a call for the half. Durham Lords up 2-0 in Bell Vegas, Ontario.
I'm trying to look, and I think that was Valerie Letang. Excuse me for not coming up with the name initially. I couldn't see on the jersey, but I do believe that that was Valerie Letang putting that one through for the Durham Lords. And again, to recap really quickly, Alexis Bailey earlier in this half with that first goal, and then the second one coming from Valerie Letang. My name's Stephen Schill alongside Caleb Sagan. Thank you for listening to this first half action. We'll be back with second half momentarily.
What?
Men's rugby.
We don't have the main rugby. We don't have it anymore. I really don't. Why don't we have main rugby? You should know.
You know who's the father of India? You know the father of India? Who's the father of India?
Mahatma Gandhi.
Oh my god! What?
He was my friend.
He's a friend?
Yeah.
Hey, how did you know that, man?
My grandfathers were close.
Man, how did you know that?
I just get like that's literally the most famous person like historically
Then who's the first person in India?
who helped you guys to get rid of
Yeah.
British people.
Yeah. Let's go, man. Camera department?
I applied for the job.
You applied?
Yeah. But that's it.
So when it is like
When I was kind of
what is the position? What is the position?
varsity game staff.
Go.
You wanna eat that? Go and get that food. You want one? What? Coffee?
You
It's not hot chocolate, not coffee,
Yeah.
bro.
Peppermint.
Bro?
Yep.
can you get the camera?
Huh?
Can you get the camera for a few minutes? I better go. For you.
What man? I'm gonna click. I want to take a look at it. I'm going out.
Is it good? Is it?
Just come soon.
What do you want?
Back here with second half action. The Durham Lords leading 2-0 here against the Loyalist Lancers in the final game of the season for this Loyalist Lancer squad. Probably should have done my homework to check if Durham has another game or not, but it is getting towards the frigid part of the season. Again, hopefully all the players were able to warm up during halftime, went out, checked out the crowd, and my goodness, people were frozen. As we see right in front of the Lancer net, oh my goodness. To start this one off, less than 30 seconds into it, having Thomas Roberts making a attempt at a mark here, giving Melian a little bit of a scare, but Melian being the best of that encounter. Lancers now with the kick up ahead. Lords get it back. On the far corner. I am struggling with the numbers already on this one. But Lords taking it back. Both teams going back to back here. In terms of possession. Lords now. Trying to get it to an open player on the far side of the pitch. So that pass was going for the referee, but he was trying to find right behind, and his shot gets off.
Yeah, it is a very chilly night here in Belleville. Let's see the Lancers really try to pick it up in this second half. They did a fantastic job in that first half of playing both ends of the ball quite aggressively. Had some good looks at the net, not as many as Durham has had, but we're still getting comfortable, still finding our groove here. And just love to stop the goal attack by the Durham Lords here in this second half.
Going to be Bailey now with it for the Lords. With a deep kick ahead. Both goals coming from just outside the box or almost midfield on the very last one. Basically in stoppage time for the Lords.
Oh!
A little bit of an aggressive
hip check,
play after
foot
that
check
one.
there.
I'm surprised the referee coming over now. That one did look not too great happening right in front of us here.
Yeah, we'll get a warning for that one. No card as of yet, but definitely a little bully ball.
Ada Beal, the recipients of that harder challenge again. Field being a little bit wet from earlier. And we got some very interesting conditions where the storm has been in and out throughout the entire day, getting very, very cold here late, as we said. The hot chocolate even ran out. I know we talked about the virtual hot chocolate, and that's the great thing with digital goods is technically there's an infinite supply if you just make it that. So.
Yep. And if you want, we are dropping our own digital hot chocolate.
Beal trying to not let that throw get off quickly here. You see a couple of Durham players in motion, going for a short pass. First touch to Stasinakis. Ball gets sent ahead. Durham with it. Just on the outside trying to break through. Lancers get it back. Smith. Trying to get ahead, but not able to do so. Now on a run of their own are the Lords just outside of the box, going for a kick on the inside. Robert Thomas not able to get a good first touch on that. So it's going to go out to the left back side of the Lancers defensive zone. Trying to kick it out and ahead, not able to do so. So Lords still pressing offensively. Very strong start to the first couple minutes of this second half. Lynch is on the back foot as of this far. As the Lords now trying to have a cross in, gets blocked. I want to say by McNutt. Now Smith. Durham with it. Pass ahead. But Robert Thomas smokes that right into Emily Mealing, but Mealing able to grab that. Another great save by Mealing in this game. But almost looked like there was going to be a big collision there, but Kelly Smith getting there before everybody else, tapping that out of bounds. Calmer to Bailey. Bailey trying to get around Weingarten. Successfully does so, but just ends up turning that over as Dennis Bertrand here with it. Basically the only Lancer forward here as we see Weingarten running with her. I think both of the Weingardens actually. Durham taking a moment. Stasinakis. Smith gets that taken away, but Stasinakis clips the heel of Smith, but referee says there's not enough ill intention on that one to keep playing. But you know, again, offensive run. That looked like the referee was kind of giving a lead on, but players all kind of just stopped there. Maybe I didn't hear the whistle.
This might be the chillest referee
from our booth. Smith. For the Lancers now having an opportunity. Bertrand's calling it ahead for a through ball. Ball looked really good, but headed away from the Durham defender. Thomas Roberts. Now with it, able to break through the first defender. Now able to break through the second one as Thomas Roberts going to the far corner and ends up squeaking that through on the left side of Emily Mealing. Had 9 going into this one, putting 10 on the tally from Sage Thomas Roberts. Again, one of the veterans of this Durham Lords squad in her 3rd year out of Toronto.
Yeah, great patience by her just to wait and find her opportunity to score. She spent a lot of time in that first half really kind of finding that groove, getting those kicks off, but she took very much more patience on this one and found the right opportunity to strike on the goal there and was successful.
Lancers hoping to make a little bit more of their possessions here in this second half. But turned over quickly here. Durham now with the run. It'll be Thomas Roberts again from deep. Mealing able to grab, no problem. Just drops it for a quick kick ahead. This is to Beal. Now Smith. Smith really trying to take control here, opting to just hold instead of going for passes, but then kind of goes for a pass ahead, but there wasn't really anybody there, so Lord's able to try to turn it into an offensive possession, as we see Weingarten and Beal. For the Lancers trying to keep it up the pitch, but now Lord's with a throw into Bailey. Taking her time, sending it back to her defender. Mikalika with a huge cross up ahead to the right side of the pitch. Having a battle for possession. Again, I believe that's McNutt. Going to go out of bounds for a Durham throw-in. Just outside of the box. Shot attempts through, but goes off one of the Lancers. Now Lancers trying to make something happen with this one. It's going to be Beal. Weingarten calling it ahead. Pass is going to go through, but a little bit too close to the inside. But Lancers having another effort to do so. Throwing to Weingarten. Tries to head it away. Going to be turned over.
Now Durham doing the strategy of kind of just clearing the ball at this point, making sure the Lancers don't get any momentum going forward.
Mackenzie Reese
Is that your own?
for the throw-in. Reese to Smith, but not able to find the target. Bailey here with it with some room, pausing, trying to find an opening, holding it. Now to Stasinakis. Beal trying to cut this run off, not able to do so. But Durham, again, leading in possession in this second half. Lancers just trying to calm down here as Weingarten and double teamed. Falling a little bit out of bounds.
Yeah. Can I take some videos from them?
Lords with the throw-in. It's going to be Calmer. Reese tapping that ahead. Dennis Bertrand trying to get on it.
Of me and
Not able to do so before the Durham defender does. Reese opting for a quick throw in here. Bertrand. We'll let that one roll out. So Durham Lords. Now it's a little bit of a back and forth.
Oh, pivot shift there. The throw in.
Ball's at center pitch, picked off by Smith. It'll be Dennis Bertrand.
yeah, good.
An opportunity there for a second. I think Ada Beal was running right next to her. Would have got that
Oh,
through, but a
big
deep far
kick.
kick coming through. Not going to be able to put that one through. Ever coming through, I believe,
Love it.
by Madison Burns.
I love
Yeah,
the-
nice shot on net there. Sometimes you just got to get balls on net and just see what the outcome is.
Lords from Bailey to Robert Thomas, going for that shot, and again, a little bit high on that.
Yeah, Robert Thomas loves that chippy shot there, where she kind of cuts under the ball and it just flicks up. If she was able to control it, I think she would have a little more success if she was shooting it lower on the net than going higher.
And excuse me, a moment ago, I think it was actually Jen Keller who had that shot on net. Couple of substitutions coming through for both sides. You see Jen Keller, who I just mentioned, looks like she's going to be coming off, as well as Mackenzie Reese. Ada Beal going back to play the defensive side. I think she was more of like a midfield forward role a momentaro. But Taylor Weingarten checking back into this one.
How many people watching?
Lords with the throw-in. Getting leading this one at 3-0. Chip pass ahead. Didn't find its intended target, so Lancers with a goal kick. Smith. A little bit of a collision just outside of the box. Bailey. Slide tackle for the Lancers. Kick comes through and ended up going in the net. I'm trying to see who put that one through. Very quick passes, but Durham adds another one to the tally.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that one either.
There was almost no celebrations. That's what I was kind of hoping for. I was like, all right, one of these players is going to be super excited. Happened to look away for a momentaro. Missed the call, but calm, cool, and collected, I guess, from the Lord's side. So we'll have to check the score sheet after that one. Again, apologies for missing it live. But Durham definitely finding their groove in this second half. Took them a little bit in the first. But Lancers needing to shore up a little bit defensively. Try to give their defenders a little bit of a break as well. Beal with the pass ahead to Weingarten. It's going to go off the Durham defenders, so throw-in. Quickly here. Now Smith and Calmer coming together. Going to be Weingarten trying to look for an opening for a through ball. Doesn't end up finding it. Going to be kicked off Calmer. Lynch is going to retry. Dennis Bertrand with the pass. that gets picked off. So Durham now trying to create a run of their own. It's Bailey with an opening to Robert Thomas on the inside. The Lance's good defensive work having to make Bailey pivot. Kind of re-tackle this. This is going to go off Smith. Weingarten. Burns. Weingarten with it. Couple of options. See what she does. Goes for a through ball ahead. Durham's defender's going to get there first as the goalkeeper comes out. Just picks that one up, no problem, is Lindell. Comer, the intended pass recipient, isn't able to get on to stop that from rolling out of bounds. So Lancers getting a little bit of a bailout here in the Durham zone. Burns. And I guess that's going to go off Burns there. I wasn't sure for a moment what the call was. There's two Lords players there, but able to kick that off Burns. Regain possession. Burns. Lance is trying to put that ahead of Weingarten. Kicked away from Palmer. Dennis Bertrand now. Lord's opting to kick that one out instead of trying to make a play.
Almost 40 people are watching, so
Lord's now with it on their defensive side. Lance is trying to come up with some pressure and does so. Weingarten getting heavily pressured from behind. Able to break through. Weingarten with Bailey on her heels. Going to be a tap out. Referee's going to give the ball to the Lances here. And again, big opportunity if the Lances can make something out of this.
Yeah, Bailey, a very fast player. She does a great job of covering both ends of the ball, even defensively and offensively here for the Durham Lords.
Lancers keeping 3 defensive backs on this one, even though, again, they need to make up for a 4-goal deficit. So Thomas Roberts definitely making them aware as the kick is in, but going to be now in the possession of the Lords with just 2 players to work with. See Robert Thomas just on the outside with another kick, trying to chip that to the right, and Millian able to catch that one, no problem. Millian finds Weingarten, gives it to Smith. Weingarten, back to Balson. Dennis Bertrand. Back to Smith. Excuse me, that was Wine. Balson. Winemaker to Winemaker. Now an opportunity on the close side of the pitch to us, trying to make a run up. Durham Gardner heavily with Smith behind. Weingarten breaking through, trying to go for a cross in. Going to kick that off the defender, so it's going to be a corner kick here for the Lancers. Back-to-back corners. As the Lancers try to add 1 to the board. Kick is up and far to the far side of the post. Lindell gets her hand up. That's going to go out and out of bounds here. I guess it's going to go off one of the Lancers. So Durham gets bailed out of that, but very nice corner kick coming from Weingarten. little bit of a back and forth. So the Lancers end up coming up with it. On the far corner. Referee's going to give a free kick here, so Lancers in prime position to try to make something happen offensively. And a deep kick coming through. Lindell able to just catch that one as it was right on target. I think that was taken by Dennis Bertrand of the Lancers. 65 minutes played. Lords not able to make anything of that as the Lancers now try to reciprocate to Beal. Billy with a first touch on that. Still in possession. Calmly puts it back to her defender. In Calmer. Hersha. And Beal's going to kick that one. It's going to be a corner kick here for the Durham Lords. As we see Bailey jogging over to the corner to take this one. Again, the Lancer squad rotating between both goalies every other game between Jen Keller and Emily Mealing. Today is Emily Mealing's time. And in charge of stopping the now 10 goal scorer is Sage Thomas Roberts, who's wearing the number 3 jersey for Durham. Durham this time having several defenders back, so not sending everybody forward, as we saw Robert Thomas trying to come in with a flying kick, but not able to make contact with that ball. Lancers now trying to create a chance of their own. The pass goes through a little bit too weak. The Bailey is able to pick that off. Needed to be a little bit further to the left side, not curving as quickly. But Durham now from afar with a shot. Thomas Roberts now amongst 3 Lancer defenders, able to break through all 3 of them. And Robert Thomas breaks Emily Mealing just under as Mealing goes diving, and the ball gets put through. Trying to wait to see just who the player is that scored it. But Durham goes up 5-0 here in the second half against the Lancers. That's scored by number 11, Danielle Carrasco, who again wasn't a starter on this one, so Lord's having a couple different players playing in the second half as the game's gotten a little bit larger on the scoreboard. Trying to let the bench players have an opportunity, and the opportunity they made the most of. As now the Lords to Bailey. Chip pass ahead. Trying to find Coro Tos again. Goes for a kick on the inside. Thomas Roberts isn't able to bring that one down. Was able to re-get possession under heavy pressure. And the kick goes out, and Emily Mealing with a nice touch. And the second one ends up going through. So the Lords add one back-to-back. As that first goal from Daniela Corotos. And now Sage Thomas Roberts adding a second to her tally on this game. As Bailey. Now at the Lords on the restart here. Feeling confident, trying to just put that one on net. Wasn't really on target. Mealing able to scoop that up. Bailey. Swinging to the far side. Their player has to go for a full-on sprint trying to get on that. But doesn't end up coming up with it. I believe that's McNutt of the Lancers. Able to get that out. Trying to pass ahead to Dennis Bertrand. Lord's going to pick off that pass. But still stay in possession. just outside of the box. Both teams fighting for possession as the Lancer slips. Having a couple of substitutions for the Lancer squad now. That's Bailey and Weingarten tangled up there. Durham still with it. Lancers trying to get it out of their own zone. From a kick from afar, it's not going to be on target. So goal kick. Looks like now we're going to have a substitution for the side of the Lords. .71-32 played. Again, Lancers starting off very, very strong in the first half from possession to chances. And little by little throughout this game, it started to dwindle just a bit. Durham feeling a lot more comfortable as the games progressed. And I also think a part of it is the Lancers being on that back foot, having to play more defensively than offensively, as well as just a skill set as well. Sage Thomas Roberts really making an impact on this one. And again, in the top 5 of the leaderboards for the OCAA women's soccer. Be Rodriguez here. A little bit of a chip shot, but not really anywhere near being on target. So Millian with another goal kick. Millian, kick ahead to Weingarten. Weingarten trying to keep that in play, isn't able to do so, so Lords take over. Thrown by Calmer. Trying to find Rodriguez. Dennis Bertrand with a header on that one. Burns comes in, snags it. Weingarten booting that ahead, not really to anybody. I don't think she was really under pressure either. Calmer. Weingarten coming in from behind. But it's going to be off a Lancer, so Durham throwing. Under heavy pressure a moment ago, able to skip that through. Durham now just outside of the box is going to be Rodriguez. The referee's going to give a yellow card here.
I've never seen anything like this.
Once the card pulls out here, we'll see if there is a little bit of a change of tune from either teams now. Just have about 15 minutes remaining in this. Smith. Trying to send that ahead to Weingarten, excuse me. But able to get bailed out. A little bit of an awkward pass afterwards. So Weingarten with the throw-in. Lynch is now, I think, really wanting to add one to the tally after that card. Just see Burns with it. Gonna be given away. Durham now. Azeta Beal picks that off just at center field. Now Weingarten trying to do a nifty little touchback behind her to keep that in play, but doesn't end up doing so with Burns behind her. Gonna have a substitution coming through for the Durham Lords, and this time I believe it's going to be the goalkeeper, as the players all kitted out here. So Durham definitely letting their non-starters have an opportunity into this one. Just 15 minutes remaining. Bailey. Smith with a pass that gets picked off. Lords now. Deep shot coming through from the Lords. That one's just going to go out for a goal kick. Breeze. Head to Weingarten. Beal tries to tap that ahead to Weingarten, but Smith realizing Weingarten's not going to get there, so gets it now back to Weingarten. Weingarten sprinting up the pitch with Calmer right on her tail. Calmer trying to push her out, doesn't able to succeed in such. And the ball's just going to get kicked out of bounds, going to be a goal kick. But nice little run from Weingarten. Earlier we saw in the game several attempts trying to set her up and just not really getting the passes on point. The Weingarten with the space to move. Usually good results happen. A little bit of a battle in the corner. Lynch get the most of it. It's going to be Dennis Bertrand here. Trying to do a little bit of a flip behind her head, but not able to succeed in that as the Lords now trying to make a run. But having to pause that just for a moment. The Lancers take it back under control. Now Weingarten. Nikolika with a deep pass coming through. It's going to be Bailey trying to sprint through all the defenders and ends up doing so, but gets pulled back, and the referee looks like he's going to pull a card on this one. Maybe not. Maybe just a free kick. But it looked like Bailey had a complete free path. Looks like he's going over to the referee on the side to talk and see if there was anything more on that play. Very surprised not to see a card of any sort because that looked like a phenomenal chance on net. And we're going to see a red card on this one. Oh, my goodness. So I believe that was Mackenzie Reese running back, but as soon as I saw that, it looked like it was going to be a completely free shot on net. Reese not wanting to have that happen. Gets the red. Now 2 cards in this game. 1 yellow against the Lords, I believe. And then that red card against Reese. So now the Lords with a free kick just outside of the box. Lancers setting up a wall in front. Only 10 minutes remain. Lancers opting for a 4-man wall. Kick comes through, trying to go for a little bit of a chip shot. Trying to put that in. Ends up being no good. Mikulika with that shot on net. Burton's checking out of this game for the Lancers. That's why we have a little bit of a delay for the substitution. Deep kick coming through, Melian, grabbing that out of the air. Opt to try to find Winemaker. First touch from Winemaker. Stolen possession. Holding on for this for a few moments, try to find an opening. Squeaks that through. Finds Winemaker. Durham picks it off. Winemaker slips on the grass just a little bit. Referee says play on. Jen Keller to Oikel. Now Calmer of the Lords. Rodriguez. In the middle of the pitch now, Bailey. Weingarten. To Smith. To Oikel. Oikel taps out ahead to Weingarten here. An opportunity with Dennis Bertrand just to her left. She's able to curl that one in. Oh, doesn't get enough curl and a little bit too much height on that one. The Winemaker opting for the shot. Looks like we're going to have another substitution coming in for Loyalist. Going to be Jen Keller. Bailey to Rodriguez. Stasenakis here, just outside. Trying to put that through, but Melian getting a touch on it. Calmer with the first touch. Gonna be Bailey now. Weingarten trying to make it difficult for Bailey to be able to do anything. Rodriguez.
Can you see their names?
I mean, Weingarten trying to do a quick spin, doesn't succeed in doing so. So Durham with a quick throw in. But Weingarten trying to look for an opening again. A lot of the action for Loyalists has been on this closer side to us on the right. But Bailey now with Weingarten. Pressuring for a moment, but just putting it back from Calmer to Rodriguez. The deep kick from Rodriguez, and Melian's just going to grab it. A little bit of a collision at center field, and referee is going to bring that back after I think initially letting a play on happen. Is Bertrand colliding? It's going to be Dennis Bertrand colliding with one of the Durham defenders. I believe it's number 16, Heather Wright.
We're gonna win, don't worry. We're gonna win, don't worry.
6 minutes.
1 goal each match.
Both teams battling on the far side for possession. Lancers here with it. Smith. Trying to find a through ball for Weingarten. Not able to do so. Lords with it. Opting for a rotation. Hersha. Lancers strip it back. Now it's going to be Smith. Good offensive angle if she's able to break this first defender. I think she needs to try to bring it up the pitch herself. If she can do so, tries to put it ahead, gets picked off, goes back for it. Weingarten now. Lynch is really trying to fight for this ball, and Weingarten going for a shot that's blocked way outside of the box. And now Durham Rodriguez with the chip pass ahead to Bailey. It's a little bit of an awkward first touch, but Bailey would have been gone if she was able to bring that one down. But Durham's still in possession. Back to Bailey. Outside of the box, looking for a shot deep. Decides against it. Back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez.
Basketball was very intense. Yeah. It was
Deep kick. Their left foot. Doesn't end up getting anything on that is Stasinakis. With only about 4 minutes left to play. Lancers were hoping to have a little bit of a better showing to end out the season again. Had a mighty strong start in this game. And Durham also able to put 2 goals back-to-back in this second half. Killing a little bit of the momentum. But still have time here. As the ball is going to go out for a Lord's throw-in.
well, think of extended time too. Not gonna be that one though.
At the point in the game with how cold it is, you can start seeing players' breaths. I think a lot of players, even the ones that are substituting in, you can see hands are cold. Everybody's feeling a little bit chilly. Again, the season's only 10 games here in the OCAA. Exactly for this reason. Bailey with it. Curves to the inside to Rodriguez. Smith takes it away. Now Smith with it, trying to pass back to Weingarten, but not able to complete it. And we get a shot coming through from the Lords. Millian able to get a hand on that one, no problem. Crowd going wild for that as well. Good to hear. Lords now with potentially the last possession of the game. 60 seconds remaining. Pass ends up getting past everybody. Lance is looking like they're going to just opt to try to put that out of bounds, but Lords able to make it there in time before Lance is able to kick that one out. Lords now back in possession. 45 seconds remaining. Rodriguez. Shot gets chipped on net, and Millian's just going to grab that one. And to recount the season standings right now in the East for the OCAA, Seneca sits at 7-0-1, Centennial at 7-0-1, Algonquin at 5-2-1, Cambrian 5-3-1, George Brown 5-3, Durham 3-5, St. Lawrence 1-6-1, Loyalist at 1-7-1, and Fleming at 0-8. As Smith. Lords now with it. They kicked off a Lancer player here. We have hit the 90-minute mark, and I don't think there's too much time And the referee brings a close to this game, so that's going to wrap it up for the regular season here for the Loyalist Lancers, going to 1-8-1 as Durham improves to 4-5. Thank you so much for listening on into this broadcast. And just as a reminder, if you are interested in watching OCAA action from basketball to volleyball, be sure to subscribe to this Loyalist Lancers channel, and we will see you in just a week's time when those seasons kick off. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name has been Stephen Schill alongside Caleb Sagan on the color commentary. Have a phenomenal week, and we'll see you when we recap the basketball and volleyball seasons for the Loyalist Lancers. Good night.
That's an important thing, yeah.